You know what else is unbelievable? We have not gotten to the big story of the
What's
week.
the big
Well,
story?
the big story is the Donald Trump
Oh
plans
yeah.
to turn himself in and process at the Fulton County Jail on Thursday.
Hmm.
I wish we could. I wish there was like a documentary crew following him the entire time for that. That's following his agreement earlier Monday to a $200,000 bond
Yep.
and other release conditions. Now, if it's, am I correct? It's the $200,000 bond, but you only need to post 10% of it, I think.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yes.
post 10% of that and you're out. So there's $20,000 that his donors
Mm-hmm.
are supplying to get
Yeah.
him out of jail.
Yep.
Of course, he posted on Truth Social that he'll be going to Atlanta, Georgia to be on Thursday to be arrested. Yeah.
Sad.
Capital. Yeah. Seemed very excited. He's got co-defendants in sweeping racketeering charges that agreed to terms as well. The release conditions outlined in Trump's bond order are more extensive than those laid out in others. You know, they're not screwing around here. They're basically just telling them, you know, none of these shenanigans on social media and threatening witnesses and, you know, none of your innuendos. We talked about this last week. They're gonna take his weight, his height, fingerprints, mugshot.
Wow. The
Which
wait. Can't wait.
me too. You want to guess his weight?
Woo! Let's guess his weight.
Another game.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna go. What is he like? 6'1", maybe?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So
But
I'm
his
gonna
hands are a lot smaller than he leads on. So
correct.
keep that in mind.
All right. I'm gonna say 289.
Okay. I'm writing it down because this is for bragging rights, I guess,
Yes.
right now. God, I want to say 303 so
I
bad.
kind of wanted to go into the 300s too because I've seen someone who was shorter at 260.
Yeah.
And it just seems like Trump is that size and taller, so which would give him more weight.
Is
Like
there any
almost
chance he's
310,
any chance he's that
right?
narcissistic that he went on a diet for the last week and tried to lose 10
And
pounds?
stop eating burgers?
Yeah, I doubt it, right? Nah.
Yeah, you're right. He probably is, and I'll take the 289. But
I'm
you're right.
going 303.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
No. You're probably right because he may be above that. He's
Mhm.
probably like 310 to be honest with you because he's 6'1". So
Yeah.
289. It seems. I don't think he's in his 200s
Yeah.
unless he lost weight from being indicted. But I'll stick with my 289 unless he lost
289. All right.
weight.
So Lana's down for 289.
Yeah.
If anybody out there is watching this, if you want to send us,
Yeah.
put in the comments what you believe his weight is going to be. By the way, it is now officially time to ask for the subscriptions because you didn't even know we were on earlier. So I think it kind of slipped your mind.
Never slips my mind because I write it down.
Yes, you do. Look, I even have our little like and subscribe
Yeah.
bubble on the bottom there.
Yeah. I was like, we'll do it at the end of the show. That was my thought. I'm like, I guess we'll do it at the end.
So, yes. So, you know, another clip here, and I think it's important to remember, and I think everybody's already heard this clip, but I went back and listened to this, and it's just highlights of it. But the reason why Donald Trump, part of the reason why he's in the trouble that he's in right now, is this phone call that he made to Georgia officials to try to basically find votes for him and get them to say that they won. But it's just, I don't know if you could hear it enough times to listen to. Did you listen to the phone call?
Not the full phone call.
Okay. I did. I listened. Now, of course, we're not going to play the full because it's an hour, but these are highlights and this is a clip of, you know, the phone call that Donald Trump made to Georgia officials with his attorneys present. Some of them who I think Mark Meadows was there, and was Eastman there? I can't remember, but there was a couple of people there, and let's
There's
take a
some news
listen
on Eastman too. Keep
as to
going.
why this moronic idiot is probably going to jail.
We have won this election in Georgia based on all of this. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, Brad. You know, I mean, having a correct, the people of Georgia are angry. And these numbers are going to be repeated on Monday night, along with others that we're going to have by that time, which are much more substantial even. And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, you know, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
So that's the first part of it, where I know Donald Trump fancies himself as a salesperson and somebody that can convince people into doing things. And he's probably been able to do it very well his whole life because he was the boss. You know, It's a lot easier to do when you're the boss. And he's also found a way to scam his way from getting a lot of bank loans that he should have never received.
Yeah.
You know, so in some respect, he had the gift of gab. But when you're talking to elected officials who know the law way better than you do,
Right.
kind of hard to get away with.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's listen a little bit more here.
Now, do you think it's possible that they shredded ballots in Fulton County? Because that's what the rumor is.
That's what the rumor. He's going off a rumor.
Rumor.
Yeah.
And also that Dominion took out machines. That Dominion is really moving fast to get rid of their machinery. Do you know anything about that? Because that's illegal.
Ryan, Germany.
He's right. That is illegal if that happened. The problem is it didn't happen.
It's just like trying to force a thought, like gaslighting.
That's exactly right. And this went on, by the way, it went on for an hour until he never got the answer he wanted, which made it even funnier. And
Right.
I'm a crazy idiot. I can listen to the full hour again and laugh like it's the greatest comedy I've ever seen. But here's this poor bastard, Ryan.
No, Dominion has not moved any machinery out of Fulton County. We're having.
Well, but have they moved? Have they moved
part.
the inner parts of the machines and replaced them with other parts?
No,
You sure, Ryan?
I'm sure.
Like he's really like trying to make him like that. Oh my God, he's like some bumbling gangster.
He's a bumbling gangster. In fact, they should make a goofy movie called The Bumbling Gangster, and it should be loosely based on maybe just this phone call alone.
Oh my God.
You sure, Ryan? You know, he's trying to convince this guy, Ryan, and Ryan's not having it. So the phone call is going along. So far, Donald Trump has struck out a couple of times here. He's up to bat again, and let's see how this at bat goes.
You should want to have an accurate election. And you're a Republican.
Wow.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
No, I know you don't.
No.
No, you don't. You don't have. You don't have. Not even close. You're off by hundreds of thousands of votes.
Wow.
So that one, obviously, just, you know, you guys have it wrong. They've looked at this election numerous times, and they've got nothing for him.
Oh my God.
You
Let's go.
know what they did, and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense. And you can't let that happen.
This is where it's almost threatening
to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk. But they are shredding ballots, in my opinion, based on what I've heard, and they are removing machinery, and they're moving it as fast as they can. Both of which are criminal fines, and you can't let it happen, and you are letting it happen. I'm notifying you that you're letting it happen. So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
But I still need these votes.
It's just... It's amazing to me where he's basically threatening them, saying, guys, I'm notifying you right now that I won this state. So
Right.
get your P's and Q's together,
Right.
figure it out, because there's going to be
Right.
problems if you don't. Somebody could say, you're just interpreting it that way. You're right. That's how I'm interpreting it. But I don't think I'm off base. Do you hear the same thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear a perfect phone call for funny.
You know what? In a sense, this is a perfect phone call. I never heard a phone call
Perfect for a prosecutor.
like it in my life.
What
Yeah.
the heck? But you see what they're trying to do to Fani, right? How Georgia
Yes.
passed. Yeah, that's.
I don't think it's going to work. Again, it's all desperation moves. It's stuff that we've talked about before. It's, and you're going to do everything you can to delay,
And it doesn't go away.
distract. It doesn't.
It doesn't go away. You get rid of the prosecutor, the case doesn't go away. He's been indicted by a grand jury. What are we talking about right now?
And see, that's the other thing that drives me nuts, that a lot of people, really, even people who follow it, don't even really understand, because they literally think that Joe Biden sat in his office and said, order number 1, get as many indictments as you can on Joe Biden. It doesn't work that way. It's all in different districts, and it's all done through grand juries who are picked, and they go over the evidence and they decide whether or not we are going to move forward with this case or not moving forward with the case.
Right. Because they could not. I mean, look at all the police brutality cases when the cops, they didn't get indicted. Why? Because the grand jury said, no, there's nothing here.
Correct. Yeah. They don't point to those and say,
Right.
But again, it's just there's the mentality or the information that people have in their brains are just completely uninformed, or it's ignoring facts because you want the facts that you want instead of the facts that are real.
Right. That's basically what it is.
All right. Let's listen to a few more minutes of this, because you're right. It's a perfect phone call.
It's perfect.
All right.
So tell me, Brad, what are we going to do? We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this. And it's going to be very costly in many
Another
ways.
threat.
And I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it, and you can re-examine it, but re-examine it with people that want to find answers, not people that don't want to find answers.
My people is basically what he's saying.
I'm hearing Ryan, and he's probably, I'm sure, a great lawyer and everything, but he's making statements about those ballots that he doesn't know. But he's making them with he did make them with surety, but now I think he's less sure, because the answer is they all went to Biden. And that alone wins us the election by a lot. So.
He's running out of gas.
You have people that submit information, and we have our people that submit information, and then it comes before the court, and the court then has to make a determination. We have to stand by our numbers. We believe our numbers are right.
Well,
go ahead. I was just gonna say, how many times did they count in Fulton County? Like 4. Like, motherfucker, it's Fulton fucking County. You didn't win Fulton fucking County, and you didn't win Fulton fucking County.
Correct.
Like, all the diversity there. Like, what are you talking about right now? It's not. You didn't win Fulton County.
Again, that's how incredibly deranged this guy is, and he's talking to people, and that's the other thing. We keep talking about all these cases, and the reason why they were able to get enough grand juries to make indictments, and the reason why they continue on with these cases, is because there was so much evidence, and so much of the evidence, if not all of it, came from people who either worked for, worked close to, worked with, voted for Donald Trump. They're not Democrats. Almost not. I don't even know if there is a Democrat that has testified in any of these cases.
If it is, it's 1 or 2. It's a handful. And here's the kicker, that not one MAGA, Trump supporting, Trump loving, I'll die for Trump cult member can explain. if you have a fucking ballot with Donald Trump on it, how did the ballot get messed up? Whereas it changed it to, Biden making it illegitimate, but then all the other Republicans on the ballot won their races. Like, how can we not explain this, MAGA? It doesn't make sense. You want to throw out the ballot because Trump lost, because you said it's not good, but then that means that the Republicans that were on the ballot lost too?
Lana, you're making too much sense out of this,
They
out of
don't
this
vote.
perfect phone call. I mean, you're ruining the perfect phone call by making sense and logic out of it.
Oh my God. It's just like no one can answer that question. It's like other he wasn't the only one on the ballot.
It's unbelievable. In fact, that election, I'm trying to remember. Okay, they won. No, that's right. They won the House and the Senate. But you're right. There's a lot of Republicans on there that, won their races. And
because that's what they were talking. Some of the Democrats would say, like, well, if this ballot is no good, then you yourself that's saying that Trump won, you are saying you didn't win if that ballot wasn't good.
Correct. Yeah, no, those votes were right. Just the Donald Trump ones were wrong. So, all right, let's finish this up. This clown's running out of gas. He is going down every avenue until, well, I don't even know until. He just keeps going. And I think, he's trying to convince these guys because he's been told these guys voted for you. They're Republicans. They like you. So he's like, just get me on the phone with them. I'll handle this. And so far, not so good.
Under law, you're not allowed to give faulty election results, okay? You're not allowed to do that, and that's what you've done. This is a faulty election result. And honestly, this should go very fast. You should meet tomorrow because you have a big election coming up, and because of what you've done to the president, the people of Georgia know that
this is the caged, cornered tiger right now.
This was a scam. Yeah. And because of what you've done to the president, a lot of people aren't going out to vote. And a lot of Republicans are going to vote negative because they hate what you did to the president. Okay? They hate it. And they're going to vote. And if you would be respected, really respected, if this thing could be straightened out before the election. You have a big election coming up on Tuesday.
That you'd be respected thing. See, that kind of garbage works on people like Donald Trump. You just tell him what you want to hear. Like he really thought that those guys were going to go, wait, guys, did you hear that?
Yeah.
President Donald Trump said we would be respected if we
Yeah.
Just after 45 minutes told him no, maybe we'll just, the respect we'll get is going to be, we never thought of that. All right, it's ending right now.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so that's the reason why Donald Trump has his fourth indictment.
Whew. My God. You know what's interesting about the fourth indictment? So now you probably heard this, the other, what was it, like 18 co-conspirators, whatever, in the Fulton County indictment. They're all pissed at him because he's not paying their attorney.
Well, I know Jenna Ellis, which is funny to me. You know, it drives me. So she is whining on Twitter. I'm not calling it X. Whining on Twitter that the MAGA is not paying for her defense in this whole thing. But see, unfortunately, Jenna, that's what happens when you wrap yourself up in criminal activity with a lifelong con man. Like, so what are they supposed to do? I mean, now she's trying to raise money online. She's not really getting a whole bunch of money raised.
This is spectacular because this all means that these people are going to try to flip. And Fonnie knew it. That's why she was like, I want this within whatever time. She already knows that these people are going to start to flip on him because they can't afford these legal fees. I mean, and just today, which I think we already knew that the IT guy had, I could swear we already knew that. They were reporting like it was a bombshell today, but I could swear that we were saying that he had already flipped and was like, no, I'm not doing
There is so many bombshells that we get hit with every damn day. That it is just, I don't know how everybody's still standing with all the bombshells. But
You know what's interesting? What I thought about? I'm like, he's not helping to pay for attorney's fees for those 18 in Georgia, but that documents case, he's paying for Nada and De Oliveira.
Correct.
For a reason. Like
because he knows that because he obviously this is an opinion, but it's an opinion based on what you read, but he used these two as stooges and fools and got them to do whatever it is that he wanted them to do. And they got the goods on him if they really want to.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like they must know like the dirty stuff.
Yeah, they should know.
Buried in Ivana or whatever. It's like,
yeah.